Hey guys, Ostealis here with a new kind of video on this channel. I picked up Into the Core this last week at the behest of my wife, who frequents the front page of the indie section on Steam. She thought it looked fun and shot it my way to try. I thought, what the hell. So after a few hours of gameplay, I can proudly give my review, broken into a few key points. I'd like to go over the gameplay, the design, and the story, which to me, at least, are the three real key pillars of a good gaming experience. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure, you see. And after several nights, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Into the Core was made by a team of only 4 developers: Bin Chin, Amnon Levi, Bar Alon, and Ophir Green. Sorry guys if I butchered those names. They described the game on their Steam page like so: a gravity-based puzzle game that will push your mind to always think and evolve. Hard but fair, with constantly giving new concepts to evolve. For those who want to challenge themselves and love to think. They also shout out their website page where you can learn a bit about them, donate to their work, or even contact them, with a special emphasis on content creators and streamers. The link will be in the description below. And while you're down there, go ahead and give me a like and a sub if you dig what I'm up to here and want to see more. As they say, Into the Core is a gravity-based game, but most of the mechanics rely on changing gravity. The levels and mechanics mainly revolve around switching around how the gravity works so that you can keep yourself on solid ground or fall perfectly into place, constantly challenging your thoughts on linear gameplay. The goal is almost always within sight, but getting there will take a bit of thought. Many of the reviews on the Steam page give it the high praise of feeling Portal-like, which it totally deserves. Especially in the later levels, many of the mechanics compound together, and very quickly you find yourself with a great many things to keep track of. You gain memory arrows, which allow you to switch gravity once, then switch it back to gravity's previous remembered base, which quickly can make or break you completing a level. There's tons of more mechanics that go into that, but that was just the one that stuck out to me the most and really screwed with me while I was trying to play. Without giving too much away about this little indie special, the gameplay is one of the stronger elements in its creation, with a little over 20 levels. It keeps you occupied for a good few hours, maybe even more if you're bad at it. Speaking of strong elements, Into the Core excels in its visuals. Level design is the backdrop of the cosmos. Everything is beautiful and interesting to look at. Despite the fact that you look kind of like a blue crash test dummy for some reason, the way your character moves is all very fluid. Movement feels good, the gravity controls work very smoothly, and the levels are usually short enough that you can finish several in one sitting. Unless, like I said, you suck at the game. Like me. There was actually a point where I had to call in my wife to help me on a particularly difficult level, only to find she was stuck on the exact same one.
Hello.
Hey, I'm stuck on a puzzle, come help me.
Okay.
Are you playing too? Okay, do you know this one?
God, it's the same one.
You're stuck too. They get progressively more and more difficult, and in several cases, I had to put the game down for a bit and walk away. As for what the levels look like, You can tell from the footage everything is neon platforms and various shapes and sizes, with a backdrop of stars and space all around you. It almost has a bit of an Outrun 90s-esque vibe to it, but the music really helps to sell it. In some parts, it's full of eerie, heavy synth, reminding your character that they may be trapped here forever. Other times, it's a bit more upbeat and hopeful. My only real complaint with the sound design is that the main character only makes one noise. Like, ever. Jumping, falling, it's all the same little grunt over and over and over again. I really would have liked to hear more variations throughout the levels because after a while, I really got tired of it. Unfortunately, with the other sections being so good, it's kind of sad that the story lacks so much in this title. It starts off with your sister? Friend? Something vaguely important to you being whisked away through an interdimensional portal, so, you know, the usual. You then follow after to rescue her, but not much else is given to you in the ways of a narrative. You get a few bits and pieces about your character's thoughts here and there in between the levels, but not much else. In fact, spoiler alert, the grand finale of the game, you don't even rescue her. The whole thing kind of felt like maybe this was in early access, or at least still in development, but I could find no such evidence on the Steam page. It was a really good game, don't get me wrong, I just wish that we would have had a little more resolution to the story. So, in conclusion, Into the Core is a great little indie puzzle game if you like a challenge. With great visuals, a killer soundtrack, it's sure to keep you busy for hours. Just don't go looking into it for a story or a conclusion to that story, as it's non-existent. I definitely recommend it. I'll add links down in the description below so you can get your hands on it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the footage, I've got links to the dev's website and Into the Core's Steam page down below, so check those out for sure. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next week. Adios.